Hello, this video is titled Marijuana Withdrawal is an Actual Real Thing. I was always a weed smoker since I was 18, and I never really thought weed withdrawal was the deal. And maybe it's not if you're like young enough or healthy enough, but no, I'm pretty sure that yeah, detoxing from weed is like a real thing. And because I like the last time I smoked weed was last Tuesday, so it's been a week. It was last Tuesday night, so it's been like just exactly a week, a little over a week. And I feel like really toxic to the point, really toxic and really foggy headed, to the point that I was actually asking ChatGPT. I wanted to talk to ChatGPT about it. So let me just read real quick what ChatGPT said, because I kind of agree with ChatGPT. I was glad that ChatGPT agreed with me here. So I'll just read what it said, and then I'll address it. So I go, is marijuana detoxification a thing? Yeah, marijuana detoxification a thing. It's not quite like detoxing from something chemically addictive like alcohol or opioids, but stopping usage, it could, and I did the cold turkey. Well, I sort of taper up, and I pretty much did the cold turkey. So I guess what it's doing is it's letting the THC clear out of my system, which can take days to weeks, depending on how often, how much, my metabolism, and also I think how long and your age. Because I've got all the bad metrics for that. Withdrawal symptoms can include irritability, sleep trouble, anxiety, decreased appetite, and cravings. I have irritability, definitely sleep trouble. Yeah, anxiety, because my brain is so foggy. Decreased appetite, yes. Cravings for weed, yeah. So detox products, you'll see detox teas, drinks, and pills. And that's probably, I should probably buy some of that. In fact, I should go in and invest in some of that. Most of them don't speed up the actual detox process as much as, if at all. They often just dilute your urine. Oh, so it's mainly drug tests, all right. But hydration, exercise, healthy diet, sleep, which I'm doing. If you're quitting, you have enough time, symptoms, there's ways to make it easier. So I feel physically sick, though. I'm not talking about my mind, but I do. My mind is like slipped. So, so here's what's going on. So I feel nausea, headache, sweating, stomach discomfort, not really, but fatigue, grogginess, maybe, yeah, mood swings. So I guess it's from the THC leaving the buildup of my fat cells, and I'm fat, I'm kind of fat now, so there's a whole lot of THC in my fat. But, they're just kind of like, eat light, they're kind of telling me more stuff to do. They're saying Epsom salt baths. Yeah. Distraction, light TV, talking to a friend, or just simple tasks like drawing or organizing something can take your mind off the symptoms. Yeah, so just don't be too hard on yourself, and just try to bring the rest of your life together. Deep breathing, box breathing, yeah, because I get really bad asthma at night when I sleep. That's one reason I have insomnia. And hopefully this will go away. The asthma will go away after a little bit. But, chest pain, yes, I was getting chest pain, shortness of breath, anxiety. Totally overwhelmed, yes. I feel totally overwhelmed with like paperwork and stuff. Yeah, so how long? And then I feel toxic. That's it, laying it all off, getting it all off. That's THC leaving the system. Rebalancing your neurochemical system. Your endocannabinoid system is trying to restart itself. I have an overactive, my nervous system is re-kicking into gear because the THC was dulling it. Yeah, physical muscle pain, and I interpreted that as being like muscle atrophy, but maybe it's something. It could be like the THC leaving my muscles. I don't know. Yes, I was having sweats. Um, Drink water slowly. Eat like regularly, but not too much. Deep breathing. Oh, look, deep breathing. I didn't do that, but I exercise, so that's enough for that. Get up and move lightly. Yeah, like just brain candy stuff. So yeah, you're not poisoned. You're just resetting. So, but I wanted to know how long, because it was a week yesterday, and I felt like the worst. So the crash is 1 to 3 days. Yeah, sure, I was crashing, but I was crashing all up until 7 days. Anyway, so I'm in week 1. So I just wanted, so like week 2, this is what I'm looking into now. So I guess it's starting to get better. Mentally and emotionally, I might just feel flat, unmotivated, anxious, but it's my brain resetting. Most people stop feeling physically toxic by this point. I got up today and I felt better than yesterday. So, yeah, I agree. But I still feel physically toxic. But maybe I'll say tomorrow if I do go out throughout the day feeling bad. Cravings pop up now and again. I'm not gonna have cravings. Mood and sleep are getting back to normal. Yes, I slept last night. Your body should feel lighter and cleaner by now. Yeah, so it varies how much you did and your body fat. So if you're, and I was like, God dang, a whole month. And they're like, yeah, it could take up to a month. Oh, they even did a summary. So 1 to 3, what's happening in my body? Still kind of gross, but I'm surviving. I would say, what the hell is happening in my body all the way up until the day 7. I wasn't getting any better until day 7. So good. Hopefully this is true. I'll feel normal, and then basically get back after 3 weeks, so, or a month. So, it's been a week. And it said a week is the hardest part. So, let's see what they say about 8 to 14. My energy is gonna start to return, and appetite, and this, yeah, everything's getting better. So that's good. Oh, they said to make it speed up the healing process. Sweat exercise is definitely good. Being outside as well and sunshine. Probably socialization too, if you can do that. Magnesium or water or Epsom salt baths. Yeah, my mom gave me these magnesium pills that I've been taking, and then another type of magnesium drink. So yeah, all the supplement stuff, I think it would be really good right about now. I already take fish oil, but they say take that and no junk food. Yeah. And so yeah, so but yeah, so I'm 51. I was been smoking weed since I was 18, but for the last 10 years, 11 years, I've been smoking like all day, every day, because they legalized it in the stores, and then it was kind of not even that expensive compared to what I was used to in the beginning, and then it's just been getting cheaper and cheaper, and it's like almost like the cheapest way to get buzzed. I think that's one reason why alcohol businesses are going out of business, because it's just too cheap to smoke weed and you don't need to do too many drugs. But yeah, I was smoking like $130 a month. I can't remember what that is. Maybe it was like an ounce a month or something like that. But I'm not like a sloppy smoker. I don't take like a hit and then dump like partially green weed in the trash. I like smoke it until it's gone, and then I'll scrape the pipe. But I wasn't smoking goober when I was at my height, though. I was just getting the goober out and throwing it away. But yeah, and I wasn't exercising at all and getting fat, so I was doing the double, triple whammy on myself, and you know, the synchronicity worked out great because my body got to the end of the line where I couldn't take anymore, right at the same time where my bank account got to the end of the line and couldn't take anymore. And I got a job. Luckily, I got like the dream job, mountain bike coach, which starts, and I still have like another month and a half to prepare for that physically, but and it's only 2 months, and then after that, I'm going to go to school for to be a preschool teacher, part-time preschool teacher, and that'll just basically be my career for the next 20 years or whenever until I get out of credit card debt. My HELOC debt, $55,000 in debt now. I took a $70,000 loan out, so but I could take up to 150. So yeah, the big thing is to not worry about money, but yeah, I want my career to be my website, but I can't. It needs to get kickstarted. It can't just, you can't rely on people to like watch me doing what I'm doing and then like donate. Some regular people donate. This is the kind of thing that I need. I need like a sponsor, like a foundation or a rich person. Otherwise, it ain't gonna happen. I'll just be doing my job. But yeah, so I just wanted to say that I know that yeah, quitting weed is really uncomfortable. Like, see, I was doing it for like 11 years, 10 years straight, 365 days a year. And when you're smoking all the time, smoking the weed, it's like it becomes part of your body, so you get used to it, and it keeps you from feeling bad physically. I mean, and I was still feeling horrible, but I was so baked that I was able to work through the pain. So it doesn't fix you feeling bad, but I think you feel a little bit better physically if you're smoking all the time. It actually, I think it like increases my testosterone or something, because back when I was smoking a lot of weed, you know, I was able to get like, I was having libido, like I was able to get hard-ons and stuff, boners, when I was smoking weed. Like even when I was at my worst, like 6 months ago, you smoke a bunch of weed and boom. And that's kind of one reason I did smoke it, because it would make me feel like alive physically. But when you're detoxing, that ain't the case. All of the support that the weed was giving you, the exogenous sourced from outside the body support, was keeping my testosterone high or something, but keeping me entertained. But as soon as you get off of that, there goes your boost. Now you don't have it, and now you're gonna have to rely on your body, and so the body has to figure out how to build up the endorphins and stuff. And so it doesn't even make sense that quitting weed, all of a sudden you're just gonna bounce back because of all the different chemicals in it, all the psychedelic properties it has in your body. It makes you feel physically. It just goes without saying that if you're going to quit that cold turkey, you're going to have some, after that long, after being as old as I am, as fat as I am, as doing it as so long and so consistently, you're not going to feel good. And so, yeah, so if you ever like quit smoking, and the one cool thing about quitting smoking weed is the people around you quit. Like my mom, I shouldn't say this, but it's part of my video, and she's retired, so nobody can fire her or anything like that, you know. Like me having a YouTube video and a channel got me, and saying that I found Atlantis got me targeted by the IRS. I paid $2,000 to them in 2022, and I filed, and they're saying I owe $3,000 more, and I was on Medicaid, And that's all probably because I'm sticking my neck out online. You might as well paint a Target on your chest. I'm gonna buy a Target T-shirt just to illustrate the point and walk around in it because I know I'm targeted just because I have a website and stuff. Um, but yeah, when you quit smoking weed, dude, like people around you quit. Like my mom, all of a sudden, she was smoking weed all the time. I saw there was a pipe in her bed and before she goes to sleep. And now she's like, yeah, I threw all my stuff away and I quit too. So it's like people around you depend on you to quit smoking weed. They could have their own drug problems. And if you quit, they quit. And so, but, um, but yeah, I'm just saying, like, if you quit smoking weed cold turkey, and I never would have said this when I was younger. I'd be like, don't be a fucking pussy. Just go out there and like ride your bike all day long. Well, if you're detoxing, you're not going to be sleeping at night. And if you're sleeping at night, you can't be badass to like go ride your bike all day long without sleeping. Not if you're out of shape. So so my advice to if you're suddenly quitting smoking weed is take it easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. Quitting smoking weed is all you really need to do, at least for a week. And then in the second week, yeah, still even if you've been doing it for 30 years and 10 years straight, all day long, every day, even a month, take it easy on yourself. And I have a month. Just don't push yourself. Don't get frustrated because that'll cause the anxiety. Don't get frustrated you can't remember anything. You know, like my mind is so gone that I can't remember. Even when I'm thinking to myself, remember that you put this here, I don't remember. Even when I pick it up, I've completely lost memory of when I put that there. No memory of putting it there. I had a scoop for when I was sweeping my apartment, and I put it between the one of my empty what's going to be the gargoyle gecko cage, and the wall. And I remember thinking to myself, remember you put that there. Remember you put that there. And then I went and like got a glass of water or whatever I had to do. And I'm like, okay, let's sweep. Okay, where's the scoop? And I couldn't remember. And I looked all over the whole house, and luckily, just by chance, I happened to look there. And I was like, oh shit, there it is. But I'd had zero recollection of putting it there. Yeah, so like most of the time, don't be surprised if most of the time you're just looking for stuff. And if you're an active smoker and you spend most of your time looking for stuff, you should probably, and you care about productivity, you should quit. My advice is quit. It's been long enough. Unless, of course, you're doing something that I'm doing. Let me explain really quick why I was smoking weed and why I wasn't exercising. And this might take a while, but, you know, just from the fact that it takes a while for me to say it says that I did a lot. So I Google Earthed every single historical city in the world, all of their different walls. Usually it was average of two, but average 2 to 3, a lot of the time 3 walls, the entire history of the city, so all the different walls. I have organic LiDAR built into my brain. Hundreds of cities. I did all the tribes of the world, including 350 in America, like a couple hundred in Australia, but every single part of the world. All the different historical cities, yeah, tribes. I did all the roads of Italy. It took me 18 days, or 14 days, 18 hours a day. It's not online yet because it got saved on a file my computer can't open because it's a weak computer. And the file that I saved it to got lost. But all of the different aqueducts, waterways of ancient China, but that got lost. All the different canal system of Babylon. I think I lost it, but I think I found that again because I need to upload that stuff. I Google Earth the growth of the shelf going out in the sea in the Middle East as a time map. Same thing with various other estuaries in Europe, in the Mediterranean, like in Magna Graecia, like the western side of Turkey, and also in Rome with the Ostia port. But I rebuilt the city of Rome to the exact building. Even built furniture in a bunch, but also in 212 when it was at its height, but also at the beginning of Rome and to various stages, and I intend on doing every year. But I did, I Google Earthed all of Boulder, all the way to the exact building and even the gardens from 65, 71, 88, 99, 1915 was the main one. I re-Google Earthed all of the Caribou Ghost Town, and all of the, and even the individual people up to 15,000 people. That was the only thing I did on that with, just to show the people in there. Yeah, and I'll Google Earth all this stuff, or I will social media all this stuff later, but you can download it now. I created a world history timeline of every single thing that ever happened in history. Record history as well as ancient history. My brain doesn't work, so I'm going to forget a whole bunch of stuff, but every single book in its entirety, the entire book on one page. I also built the menus for them, and with ChatGPT I built them, and I don't have them implemented yet because it's corrupted, but I need to figure out a way around that. ChatGPT corrupted it, didn't write it right or something, but also like all the books, classic books until the end of until like St. Augustine, like the end of Rome. But also their menus, and also multiple menus. I have 5 menus for the Mahabharata for different sizes. Usually average about 2 menus. A lot of them have 1, but a bunch have 3 and 4. All the different links to all the different free books from all the different books on all the categories of history, religion, and philosophy, on Kindle and LibriVox. And I have the contents of their menus, so contents of their books are on my website. Every single Strava section in Boulder County, bike racer levels, samples of all the different riders I have to create 100 different levels for 40 kilometers, and same thing with 20 kilometers, and all the different distances with sample riders and with all the data for them, and same thing with weightlifting, and I didn't implement it yet, but I have all the videos of different strength levels for weightlifting and different exercises with links to the YouTube videos of them doing it. I created images to do a history test. I have my timeline has horizontal and vertical, and links from horizontal to vertical, and then I have the different events from England that I'll make for the rest of the world. But then I'm gonna pass that test with 100%, and then put that on YouTube to try to get a whole movement started, But I need money so I can do it myself. Yeah, but same thing with levels with fighting, weightlifting, systematically too. That I haven't even implemented this yet, but I collected all the data. Rowing, running, triathlon, yeah, swimming, and yeah, I have the routines for the martial arts too. And then I have on my website just a whole bunch of other stuff. It's an example website for what a personal website should look like. So all my journals and clips from family stuff and images thrown in, and and then various New Ager pages like that. Oh, Power of 10 pages, and also the with like everything from electron to the size of the universe with us in the middle, and you can link between it and the images. What else? See, I can't even remember, but if I could sit here and remember it, that's only like half of it. And so yeah, I mean, I'm squared away. I have my work cut out for me for the next like 50 years. And this is something I could do as an old man. Like if most of the time I'm just laying in bed waiting to die, I can just sit here and work on the site, polishing it up. But yeah, I have the timeline with images linked for progression of things. And man, I can't remember. But anyways, just basically everything that I thought was important on Google Earth and with the timeline on the website illustrating things. Oh yeah, I have the incorporated my timeline into the Strauss and Howe generational theory. So I put the generations on there, and I'm going to bring that all the way back to the beginning of history. And then spiral dynamics, and explaining spiral dynamics on that. They're on the same page. Anyways, that's just what I can remember. And there's a lot more. And then I illustrated all that stuff in different ways, like on my education page. I condensed it down different ways. Came up with visualization for times and numbers and stuff that I'll explain later, like with icons. Came with the concept of jam packing text so that it covers the entire screen with text and icons that can link to everywhere, with a 5-column across system, and then it's all color coded. Yeah, so I'm happy. I can take this side back, but what it costed me was, obviously my health from sitting around all that time, but it also with the help from the weed burning out my brain, it like burned out my brain, and so yeah, so like no wonder the recovery process will take a while. And I'm sure with other people who smoke weed all the time, they could have kind of like a similar story. Like, yeah, I was smoking all the time, but I was smoking it so that I could get done with my thing. I was doing something, and they could, I don't know, they could talk about how they renovated their house or their farm or whatever. But yeah, you just can't quit cold turkey and expect to bounce back like a round little bouncy ball coming right back at you. You have to detox first. And it's hard to stay organized. And so, luckily this is like the worst drug I've ever been addicted to. But if you ever, and I say addicted because I was addicted to the website, but because I was smoking weed, it was all the same addiction. That's why I'm saying addicted to. But, and then I kept smoking it as I was organizing, and doing errands all over the place. I went through like 3 tanks of gas in my economy car, just driving around buying things, bike things and stuff. But yeah, so weed withdrawal is a real thing. You're gonna go through a period where you're just lethargic, and so people can get depressed. I'm not depressed, but I'm slightly like frustrated, and maybe there's feelings of worry that maybe I'm going senile and can't function, and and can't really motivate to do exercise or find things. Yeah, you have to include that into your recovery process and just be like, yo, don't push yourself. Don't ask too much of yourself. To like live a little. The problem is if you have a relapse, you're back to square one. Because I've had a bunch of relapses. I've like quit for a week here, a week there, 5 days here, 5 days there. But if you smoke like 2 more days, you're back to square one, and it's the body's used to it again. You've just saturated your body with it because you never even really got it out in the first place from the fat cells. And so like quitting all these little pre-quit taper downs, it's kind of like a waste of time and energy. The only way that you're gonna do it right is if you just don't smoke again and get back into it. So yeah, I'm not worried about quitting smoking. I know that I won't have trouble doing it because I actually did hit rock bottom this time. Then I'm actually done organizing and catching up. But the important thing to remember is don't expect too much of yourself. Don't be any kind of a just do what you can do. Just and don't be surprised if the days are really short. Like you wake up, and then next thing you know, the day's over and you don't even remember what you did. You did stuff that day. You just don't remember what it was, but you did stuff. And another reason why it seems like it takes forever to bounce back is because logistically, I was way behind on everything. My apartment needed days of cleaning, days of sweeping, just for the sweeping because everything got everywhere. Days of scrubbing because everything got caked in. the floor and everything. Just days and days worth of organizing, just days and days and days of work, you know, and because you get so you neglect everything so much. So just expect to go into time warp where you're just like day after day, you're like, what the hell happened? But after a month, you'll eventually get your brain back to the point where you can remember, and then you can remember where things are, and you can function again. So anyways, I don't want to yammer too long. That's the gist of it. Don't just remember, if you're gonna quit cold turkey from weed, you're still gonna go through withdrawal symptoms. It's not like chemically addictive and stuff, but it's psychologically addictive, and you still have chemicals in your body that you're gonna detox from. It's not as bad as heroin where you're going and sweating, but it's like, it's there and you got it. So I'm halfway talking to myself here, like chill out a little bit, you know. But yeah, so today I think that your priority needs to be to exercise though. Like more, if you're anxious about not doing paperwork, like, you know, don't be. Just choose to not be, unless you have to. But absolutely have to. Evidently, but the most important thing I think is just to exercise, you know. But just take it easy exercising, and relax like a stoner. Like if you still have all that weed in your system, and your mind is still foggy, you're basically still stoned. So basically, you can basically still relax, you know, like just pretend you're high and just be like, yeah, this is what you do when you're high. You just relax, man. You just bounce around with no goals, you know. And that's a good way to get in shape. Just get on the bike and just go. Doesn't matter where you're going or how fast or hard you're going, because you're always going to push yourself hard enough anyway without trying. Yeah, just pick it up and go. In fact, that's might be what I do now. If I have the time, I'm going to clean first. Oh, and also prioritize your cleaning, because if your house is clean and organized and everything, it's going to help your head feel clean. And that's what you're trying to do, is make your head feel clean. So, and also, you know, surround yourself by people. Don't be isolated. I've been hanging out with my mom, and yeah, just take it easy on yourself, and it'll take about a month. But weed withdrawal definitely is a real thing, both physically and mentally. Talk to you later.